I know this channel is mainly for guitar players, but I definitely do other stuff in here, songwriting tips and stuff in the studio. And today's lesson is one of those. I have a new track that I'll be releasing sometime in the fall. And the singer that I'm working with sent me over the dry vocal stems, and I'm going to mix them. And I want to show you how I do it today. And more importantly, I want to show you how I do it as simply as possible using presets and which plugins I use and not overcomplicating things. So I'm going to roll my spiffy intro here, and then we'll head over to the studio desk and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so here we are at the desk. I have Reaper loaded up and I have the session loaded for the song. Originally it was called Gaps before there was a vocal for it. Now it's going to be called Under the Pressure. And you can see that I have several vocal tracks here. I've split the lead vocal, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks here. The verse, chorus, bridge are processed differently because I wanted them to sound different. And then he's got a couple of ad-libs that lay over the chorus. And then there's a harmony background vocal. All of the vocals are grouped together in a folder that is then a master track, or the bus, which is the vocal bus. That's also going to have some effects on it. And I'm just going to play a small piece of the verse here so you can hear what the track sounds like without anything on it. Okay, and so if I solo it just to hear his voice.
I've felt this ground, I've smelt this dirt.
And so the first thing we're going to do, and it's the first thing we do with every one of our tracks, and this is a huge part of recording. I have a whole video on this separately. I'll link it up here, is we turn on the channel strip. So I'm going to take this verse vocal and engage that channel strip plugin here. That's this one here, the Waves SSL. Right off the bat here, we're going to start with basic presets. I just have a preset in here called lead vocal. That's it. I don't do anything to it. I don't touch it. I'm not reinventing the wheel. The preset is very good. And what this is doing is slightly EQing and compressing the voice, and it takes the signal on all of the channels that we use this in, and it carves out the pieces that are going to conflict with other instruments, so everything fits into the puzzle that is the mix. So now with that on, okay, it's a little bit louder now. I'm going to pull it back a bit. As we add things up, it's going to get quite a bit louder, and I'm going to have to pull it back. Now, my main vocal plugin is the next one I'm going to show you. That is Vocal Finalizer. This one over here. This is one of the few things where I don't use the preset per se. I just grab the in-your-face dry, and then I tweak it from there. So on this vocal, I'm using, this is the compression over here that I left as it was. I added body because he recorded the vocal in a very kind of middly thin kind of way. So I wanted to add body to the verse. I've pulled the brightness back from where it would have been on the preset. It's got a little bit of stereo width that I added. I wanted it to have that sense to it. There's a touch of a doubler on it, and we have a quarter note delay, and a medium reverb. So let's hear all that by itself, and I'll tweak the things a little bit, turn them on and off so you can hear them. Doubler gives it a little bit of life. This is delay, subtle, and the verb. You can hear on the tail there the effect. I'll solo it as well so you can hear it again.
I've felt this ground, I've smelt this dirt, I've been pushed down, yeah, I've been hurt, yeah, you're just a machine.
Yeah, I like that touch of stereoizing it, and I'm going to do quite a bit more of that in the chorus to make it really bloom. The last thing here is just basic de-essing. This is Pro DS by FabFilter, and I don't do anything but grab the default single vocal male split band. I don't have to play with this at all unless there's something recorded off, but this guy's a professional. He sent me a very good track. So now all together. All right, we have a vocal that sits nicely in the mix, and it's got a nice tone to it. When we get to the chorus part now, everything's pretty much the same. I'm going to turn everything on, except for, let me turn that off. I added a harmony to it. I don't usually do this. Usually I just go with the harmonies they had, or that my singer's going to send me, but I heard something, so I wanted to add to it. But everything's the same here. It's the same lead vocal channel. The vocal finalizer now is going to be the doubler's turned way up. The delay is turned up. The verb stays about the same, but you can see the stereo width is way up as well. So it kind of blooms when it hits. Okay, and then this little kind of goody extra here, which is not something that would, as I said, typically be part of the mix. This is Wave's new harmony stereo engine, and I just wanted to add some harmonies in here. And you can see way over here in the UI, I've got it mixed only like 25, 27, 28% in. It's just a touch of an extra harmony on top of what he already gave me. I just wanted to really give the chorus some extra life. Now I'm going to skip ahead to the harmony vocal here and turn everything on. You will see that there's one new plugin introduced here, which is the magic switch. I'll show you what that is in a moment. Again, SSL channels. This time we use the preset for backing vocals. It's going to thin them out a little bit so they don't compete with the main vocal as much. On the vocal finalizer, this time I did use a preset. It's called Back Fellas. It's the secondary vocals Back Fellas, and I tweaked it a little bit to taste, but I'll play it by itself so you can hear it.
'Cause I am an overcomer.
So yeah, when you mix that with the entire chorus, okay, now the one thing I wanted to do to that was make it really wide stereo, so this chorus really blooms, as I keep using that word. And that is this basic plugin from Baby Audio called Magic Switch, and it just stereoizes it. I'll start with it off here, and then we'll turn it on.
'Cause I am an overcomer, and I won't bow.
Yeah, it just really spreads it out in stereo. And that gives you all of the lead vocals and the backing vocals. Now we have these ad-lib vocals that are kind of a question and answer thing, and I didn't want them to compete too much with the main vocal, so I wanted them to have a lo-fi kind of feel to them. So I'll go over to this track here, and we'll turn everything on. Now I did keep this as a lead vocal channel strip. It's not a backing vocal channel strip. Sometimes I'll do that as a backing vocal. The vocal finalizer is the same thing as we had before. I gave it a little bit more of the delay. You can see that the settings are slightly different here, but for the most part it's the same as the verse. The main change here is that I have this other Waves plugin, Butch Vig Vocals, and it's BV Filter 1. It's a preset. It's that one over there. I didn't do anything with the preset. Again, I'm sticking with presets for the most part unless I hear something that I want to tweak. I'll solo this. It gives it a nice kind of lo-fi feel.
I am.
If I turn it off,
I am.
right, it's right in your face then. A lot of delay on this one.
I am.
That's it. Nice lo-fi. I kicked it off to the side a little bit. And we put that in context. Then over here again. Now you see there's an ad-lib 2. It's the same exact treatment. I dropped it on a different track because it overlaps. And that's coming out of the solo into the last chorus. I split it off to the other side as well. And you can see this is all about making space, making sure everything fits into the puzzle. The last thing is this bridge vocal here, and then we'll talk about the bus, the vocal bus, and that's it for mixing vocals. You can see it's pretty simple. I'm just using a lot of presets. This bridge was something that I wanted to have a different sound, didn't get much effect on it, didn't need a de-esser. You can see I grabbed the preset Tomorrowland. I used it pretty much as is. This is in here as well under main vocals. I just wanted this to have a little bit more of a spacious kind of feel. And that one didn't need any particular de-essing. So from here, we go to the last piece of it, which is 2 bits that go on all of the vocal tracks. So it's over here on the main folder of the vocal bus. The first thing is Smooth Operator. Again, just going with the preset here. It's the first one on the preset list. I don't need anything else. It does the job. It's taking some of the harshness out, any of the kind of transients that are a little bit too much on your ear. Now, if we solo the vocal bus, I'll turn it on and off. We'll have it off here.
I've felt this ground. I've smelt this dirt.
It's very subtle.
I've been pushed down. Yeah, I've been hurt. Yeah, you're just a machine.
You can see it just notches over here, just under 10K. It's taking out any of those kind of grating frequencies. And the last thing is this wonderful compressor. I used their plugin on the master bus, the smart limiter. Now that it's loaded up, I'm going to have it learn from the track. I hit the record button here and then play up here.
Out at that, your colors for all to see when you stab me in the back.
Okay, again, it's going to be very subtle because I had it close with everything I've done already. But putting this in the master bus is really kind of honing in on the compression that I need. And you can see here visually, if you want to mess with it, it's so simple. This is how loud you allow it to get, and this is how much you're boosting it up. It's amazingly simple the way they've set this up. All right, now that we have it all mixed the way we want it, let's play it back a little bit, and you can hear the final product.
Colors for all to see when you stab me in the back. 'Cause I am an overcomer.
Love that delay. So there you have it. Underneath in the description of the video, I'll have links to all of the different plugins that I used if you need them. And if you have any questions or comments, anything you'd like to see me cover further, leave it below and I'll get back to everyone as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music. Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.